You've probably had so many questions about testosterone and what it actually does in the human body. So in today's video, we'll explore the science of testosterone, and I really want to make this a very comprehensive video so that you really understand this hormone and can also share it with your friends. Just a reminder, if you do like my content, please like the video. Please support my channel. I do spend a lot of time creating these videos and preparing the content, so that really supports the channel. All right, so let's get into testosterone optimization, testosterone 101. Looking at the biological role, testosterone is a steroid hormone predominantly produced in the testes of males and the ovaries of females, with a smaller amount produced in the adrenal glands of both sexes. Now, it is the principal male sex hormone, playing a crucial role in the development of male reproductive tissues such as the testes and prostate. Now, testosterone is also instrumental in promoting secondary sexual characteristics, including increased muscle and bone mass and the growth of body hair. Testosterone influences various aspects of health and well-being, including mood, energy levels, and cognitive function. Most people forget about these effects of testosterone. When you go to the average gym goer, they probably think of testosterone as just like for, building muscle and burning fat. But in reality, testosterone is psychoactive. I say this because those guys that have high testosterone are more resilient, they have greater confidence, they're more motivated, they're more disciplined, they have greater drive. And if we look at in females, its presence is much smaller, although the amounts are essential for ovarian function, bone strength, and sexual well-being. So that's a reminder that the biological role of testosterone is very broad, okay? We need to understand that it's affecting different parameters there. Looking at the historical perspective, now, in 1935, testosterone was first isolated and synthesized. Then in the 1940s to 1945, anecdotally, the Nazis actually test anabolic steroids, and testosterone and its analogs are used by German soldiers to promote aggressiveness and strength. Now, in 1954, the USSR dominates powerlifting with the use of testosterone injections, broadening development. Then in 1958, anabolic steroid methandrostenolone, or Dianabol, released by Ciba Pharmaceuticals. In 1972, there's exogenous usage of testosterone and derivative compounds for athletic performance leads to Olympics ban. So many athletes got banned for using testosterone. In 1990s, US passes Anabolic Steroid Control Act. And in 2005 to 2014, designer anabolic steroid control expands steroid regulations with further bans on pro-hormones. In 2013, TRT market reaches over $2.4 billion. That is massive. And then in 2017, the TRT market was estimated to be worth $5 billion. Now you can imagine in 2024 today, the TRT market's probably worth 10 to probably $15 billion. I'm just sort of guessing there. Medical application involves for hormone replacement therapy and treatment of hypogonadism, and early misconceptions overlooked complexity in mental and physical health and focus solely on aggression. Now, looking at the different forms of administration, so we can see there's oral 17-alpha methyl testosterone back in 1935, so that was an oral form. Then in 1936, they looked at injectable esterified 17-beta hydroxy testosterone. 1937, looking at subdermal patches, or pellets. And then that's when testoviron depot injections came into play. In 1970s, there was oral testosterone undecanate. In 1986, there was scrotal testosterone ointment. In 2000, there was non-irritative testosterone gels, which in my opinion are not that effective. And then buccal testosterone tablets in 2004. But in reality, probably the most reliable way to use testosterone is actually through injection. That's the most reliable and consistent way that most men seem to reliably get the benefits they desire. Guys, listen up. I'm sure you're aware of the importance of personalization when it comes to optimizing your health. That is why I'm offering a free 15-minute Boost Your Biology strategy session with a senior member of my team, where we'll chart out a personalized plan for success so that you stop guessing when it comes to different supplements, diets, training, and lifestyle strategies. So be sure to check that link out in the video description down below. Looking at testosterone 101, the physiological effects. So testosterone plays a vital role in regulating fat distribution, muscle strength and mass, and sexual function. Psychologically, it influences mood, energy, and cognitive functions, contributing to overall well-being. Now, long-term, optimal testosterone levels are associated with reduced risk of heart disease, improved bone density, and muscle retention, underscoring its importance for health and longevity. So if we have a look at the circulating testosterone fractions, we can see that there's a hormone that a lot of men actually message me about and they want to know more about, which is SHBG, or sex hormone binding globulin. Now we can see that sex hormone binding globulin is binding up around 44% of testosterone. So we can see that circulating testosterone fractions, 44% to SHBG bound, and then 54% is bound to albumin. Then you have only around 1 to 2% that is free testosterone in the serum. So total testosterone usually ranges from around 350 nanograms per deciliter all the way up to about 1,000 nanograms per deciliter. Now, remember that the reference range has actually reduced over time. And if we look back, let's say 50 years ago, the total value for that total testosterone score was probably around 1,400 or 1,400. It just goes to show that there's such a steep decline in testosterone levels. Now, 98% of testosterone is protein bound, and that free portion, like I said, is only about 1.2%. And so what we need to understand is that if we try and boost testosterone levels, we really want to be trying to increase that free testosterone portion. That's important to understand. If we have a look at the effects of testosterone, I mean, we can see that it really does help with skin development, collagen growth, muscle growth, increasing endurance, increasing strength, bone mass. It helps with brain function, increasing sex drive, improving mood, confidence, memory function, helping with bone marrow, so red blood cell production. That red blood cell production aspect is definitely one of the performance-enhancing effects of testosterone. It actually increases red blood count. And then the sex organs such as sperm production, erectile function, and also prostate functioning. So if we look at the production and regulation, so the hypothalamic pituitary gonadal axis, or HPG axis, actually regulates testosterone production through a complex feedback system from the hypothalamus to the pituitary gland to the gonads. So it's through that three-way system. Primary production site is the testes for males and ovaries for females, with smaller amounts by the adrenal glands. Now, production starts with cholesterol as the starting substrate, then it cascades to testosterone, which is further broken down to DHT and estradiol and other pertinent derivatives. So testosterone can be found primarily bound to either SHBG or albumin, with only about 2% of total testosterone existing in free form. So if you want to look at that pathway there, we can see when the body produces cholesterol naturally, and also you consume cholesterol, that gets converted into pregnenolone by that CYP1A1 P450cc side chain cleavage. So cholesterol gets converted into pregnenolone. Then from pregnenolone, it can go into progesterone. Then from progesterone, it can go down to that 17-alpha hydroxyprogesterone into androstenedione. And then from androstenedione into testosterone. It can also go down that other pathway as well there. We can see that that testosterone can get converted into DHT as well, and then also potentially even to estrogen as well. So the conversion process is normal and healthy. You want your testosterone to get converted into both estrogen and DHT. Don't fear both of these hormones. They're actually extremely important for overall health. If we look at testosterone and aging, so andropause, often referred to as male menopause, involves a gradual decline in testosterone levels with age, affecting men's health and quality of life. Now, from the age of 30 onwards, men's testosterone levels drop by about 1% per year, having major impacts on body systems. This age-related decline can lead to changes in sexual functioning, mood, energy levels, and also body composition. So we can see that, testosterone levels do decline with age. And so this is why I've always, recommended that we keep testosterone levels at the high end of the reference range. So from the age of 30 onwards, testosterone levels start declining, which means that you need to take action early to make sure your testosterone levels are high. If you're in your late 20s, you want to make sure your levels are peaking, so that you're just noticing minor changes. So we can have a look at these signs of low testosterone. So mood changes, lack of motivation, increased emotionality, hair loss, fatigue, lack of energy, cardiovascular disease, loss of muscle mass, low semen volume, low sex drive, testicular shrinkage, genital numbness, difficulty achieving erection, and even man boobs. So we can see that the male testosterone levels by age, how that actually declines over time. You can see that graph there, total testosterone and free testosterone both decline. If we look at measuring testosterone levels, so blood tests measuring total testosterone include both free and bound testosterone in the blood, with the free testosterone being what's available to actually exert its effects on the androgen receptor. Now, measure free testosterone to understand what the body has available rather than bound to SHBG or albumin. Now, the normal range for testosterone levels in men can vary widely, typically considered to be 300 to 1000 nanograms per deciliter. So you can see this graph here. These are the conversion pathways, the units of measurement. We can see the typical units is nanograms per deciliter, but that free portion is picograms per mil. So that's the conversions there. If you want to actually check your blood test results, go pause the video, go and check your blood test results. And where are you sitting on this reference range? Like, are you in the optimal zone or are you actually below that? Now, if we look at the testosterone's hydrophobic nature, it does bind to that SHBG or albumin to be carried throughout the body. Now, SHBG binds with high affinity, rendering it useless, while albumin more readily detaches but is still inactive. Now, free testosterone is available to bind to the androgen receptors all over the body. Now, looking at, you can experience like low testosterone symptoms with a normal total testosterone if your free testosterone is low, potentially due to SHBG being high. Now, focus on symptom relief and compare your to trends of your unique individual testosterone level. Now, when we look at boosting testosterone levels naturally, I mean, I've looked at different factors here. You've seen so much of my content. I mean, if you have to check out trtfree.com. That's my golden resource to boost testosterone levels naturally. That's trtfree.com. That will be linked down below in the video description as well. You'll see that on my website. So lifestyle factors, there's lifestyle factors you can see here, diet rich in, healthy foods, physical activity. And we can see that low testosterone levels can be caused by specific dietary patterns. Even sleep as well. So sleep is going to have an effect as well. And so interestingly, with testosterone boosters, I've covered these in greater detail in my TRT free course. So that's, one of the most advanced protocols to actually outline testosterone and maximize testosterone levels naturally. When it comes to TRT or testosterone replacement therapy, if your levels are consistently low and you are experiencing low T symptoms irreparable with lifestyle and supplement changes, that's when TRT can be a powerful solution. And I'm not against TRT, but I am against TRT when it's not actually suitable for the individual. So TRT can be administered through injections, gels, patches, or tablets, each with specific advantages and considerations, with the most common and recommended option being injections. Now, for optimal TRT injection effectiveness, doing frequent daily or if not every second day micro injections will be best to mimic the natural pharmacokinetic profile and circadian rhythm of how testosterone is released in the body. If you do use TRT, you'll probably have noticed that it's best that you take a TRT, testosterone shot every second day or potentially even daily or every third day. Doing it once or twice a week is not ideal for most guys. They don't really respond well to that. The future of testosterone. So if we look at the recent research focuses on the potential of selective androgen receptor modulators or SARMs as safer alternatives to traditional TRT due to their potential for comparable androgen receptor affinity with minimal androgenic side effects, particularly in the cases of hypergonadism, muscle wasting, and osteoporosis. I mean, AC262, the SARM, that does not suppress testosterone production. That may have potential, that's a SARM that has potential. But I do believe we're still, far away from achieving the most ideal SARM that does not have any side effects. Now, their increasing recreational use has shown significant side effects and deleterious HPGA implications. In fact, FDA and sporting organizations have banned the use of SARMs. And the future of testosterone therapy includes exploring its effects on cognitive health, depression, and chronic diseases as our understanding of its broader impacts actually develops and grows. So testosterone, as I said, is one of the hormones that I'm extremely passionate about. If you have any questions, drop a comment down below and don't forget to check out trtfree.com if you really want to maximize your testosterone levels naturally. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.